So my screen is visible to you.
Yes.
Are you able? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So okay. Let us start. Let- Today I am going to deal with two units. These two are last units of this block. Unit 12 that is related to leadership styles and unit 13 that is managing stress. So today we will cover these two units. So first of all, let us discuss what is leadership. Oxford Dictionary says that leadership is an action of leading a group of people or an organization. Leadership is basically related to an action of leading. It may be leading a one person or a group of person or an organization. Okay. And it is a key ingredient for success in many areas of life, business, educational setups, sports, and politics. So leadership is one of the important ingredient of for getting success in many of these areas, and it is something we can readily recognize but cannot easily define. It is very difficult to define what is leadership. It is something which we can recognize but we cannot easily define. Let us see few definitions of leadership. According to Keith Davis, leadership is the ability to pursue others to seek objectives enthusiastically. That means leadership is the ability. It is that ability which make others to pursue the objectives enthusiastically. Okay, it is um, it is a human factor that binds a group together and motivate it towards a goal. Okay, so leadership cannot take place in vain. There must be some goal, and to fulfill or to achieve those objectives or goals, uh, we need leadership, and it is the ability to it is the process of influencing the behavior, actions, and attitudes and motives of a group of people and satisfying their needs, aspirations, and expectations in the process of achievement of institutional objectives. See, I have made a figure for you to make it understand in a clear way. Okay, what is actually a leadership? See, in the middle, there is a goal. See, there is a goal, and these are the human beings. They join together to achieve a certain goal, but while they join, they need a person who can lead the group in order to achieve the goal. They all need, these all human beings, they need a person who can lead the group, who can guide the group, who can plan the group, who can motivate the people in order to achieve the objectives. So this is basically leadership. See, this is what does these leaders do. They try to they try to do all those activities to achieve the particular goal by motivating people, by planning, and by making them working together. Okay, teamwork. The leader, they motivate the group of people, they inspire them, and they guide them, they encourage them to achieve the particular goal. So good leadership is not just limited to ability of leading people. Rather, there are many traits involved in leadership. So the last definition, Oxford definition, says that leadership is the ability of a person or ability to lead a group of people or an individual or an organization. But good leadership is not just limited to the ability of leading, but it involves many traits, or we can say that many characteristics are involved in leading people. Okay, so we have said that there are many traits which are involved in leadership. Now let us see what are the qualities of a good leader. There are certain important qualities which a good leader should possess. First quality is he or she should be cooperative and decisive. That means ki leaders, he or she cannot be arrogant and dominant. He should be cooperative. In a cooperative way, he should work together in a cooperative way, and he should be decisive. That means he has the ability to take decisions quickly and in a right way. So cooperative, the leader, good leader should be cooperative and decisive. Another quality of a good leader is he or she should have sufficient knowledge and expertise. Okay, for example, uh, leader of a cricket match. Suppose uh, uh, a cricket team is going to be made. Okay, team is going to be made. So we select a leader, or the coach, or the country selects the captain of the cricket team. So on what basis this captain is being selected? The basis is he should have the expertise, he should have expertization in that particular area. Or suppose that you, any one of you, okay, and I select you to teach history, suppose, or world history. Okay, then on what basis I will select you? The basis is you have the sufficient knowledge and expertise. So the leaders, we select the leader or the person uh, who can become a good leader. He or she should have sufficient knowledge and expertise in that particular area. Okay, third important quality of a good leader is he or she should be reliable and honest. Okay, if a leader is not reliable, then no one will listen to him or her. Understand? Am I clear? My slides are moving. Please speak. My
No, ma,
slides
it's
are
not
moving or
moving.
not? It's
It's
not
not
moving
Not
and
moving.
you
not
are
moving.
not
Yes, ma'am. I'm moving.
It has started now.
moving.
Okay.
Okay. So what I will do, I will minimize every time, and then I think the slides will move. Okay. So the third important quality of a good leader is he or she should be reliable and honest. These are the two important qualities which a good leader should possess. Then goal communication. What do you mean by goal communication? Anyone? Goal communication. Anyone? Please tell me what is goal communication. Any one of you, please tell me what is goal communication. See, every time I am encouraging you, being a leader of this group, I am encouraging you to answer in my class, and you can answer. See, I am motivating you, I am encouraging you to answer in my class. What is, or what do you mean by goal communication? Am I audible?
Yes, ma.
Yes.
Hello?
We have no idea, ma. Just go ahead.
Okay, okay, you have no idea. Goal communication means we have certain goal. Okay, without goal, no task can be complete. Whatever we are doing now, we are doing on the basis of certain goal. Like you are sitting here, you are attending my class. You must have certain goal in your mind. You
Yes, ma.
must have
Yes, ma.
certain goal in your mind, certain aim behind attending this class. So, like this, for any activity, to conduct any activity, we frame certain goal. Okay. And what does these leaders do? They communicate the goal of the group or an organization to all the members of the group. So he or she should be goal communication. He should have goal communication. He or she should be able to communicate the goal of the group or organization. Okay. Next important quality. Am I clear now? What is goal communication? Am I clear now?
Yes, ma. We are clear with it.
Okay. So next important quality is excellent communicator. The leader should be an excellent communicator. He or she should be able to communicate with all the members of the group. Okay. Or we can say that he or she should be able to communicate the goal or objectives of the group or organization. So it is very important, very important that a good leader should be an excellent communicator, without which the whole activity of leading a group fails. Okay. Next important quality of a good leader is self confidence and willpower. This is also an important quality of a good leader. You can become a good leader if you are confident and if you are willing to become a good leader. Okay. So, if for any task, any task can be successful if we are confident and our willpower is very high. So, to lead a group, a leader must have self confidence and willpower, strong willpower. So, these are the important qualities of a good leader. You can also add the qualities of a good leader according to you. Okay, but very important thing is you should be able to justify those qualities. Means these are the I think that these are the qualities of a good leader, and why this is an important characteristics or quality of a good leader. Okay. Let us understand now the characteristics of leadership in a school system. Okay. So it is very important for us to understand what are the characteristics of a leader in a school system, of leadership in a school system. First characteristics is they set the pattern and guide the outcomes of cooperative action. The leader in a school system, who is a leader in a school system, who can be a leader in a school system, or who is the leader in a school system? Tell me.
Maybe the head of the school.
Very good, very good. Head of the school is head teacher of the school is the leader of the school system. So he or she should set the pattern. Okay, like for example, I am the leader of this group because I am teaching you. You can uh, you can think that, or I am the leader of this group, suppose. But if I am the leader of the group and I don't possess any quality of a leader, I don't set the pattern of being a leader of the group, then you will not accept me as the leader of the group. So it is very important that the person who is the leader of the group, he or she should set the pattern, and along with that he or she should guide the outcomes of cooperative action. See, as I have already said, that leadership is a cooperative action, isn't it? Do you agree with me that leadership is a cooperative action?
Yes, ma. We agree.
Huh. How? How? Then tell me how this leadership is a cooperative action.
because I think there is nothing to achieve if there is no cooperation. That is, a leader can cooperate with other members of the school so that the goal that is need to achieve will be achieved.
Ve- Very good, very good, very good, very good. Leader cannot alone work to achieve the goal. So he or she needs the cooperation of other members of the group, isn't it? So it is a cooperative action, and the outcome or the result of the cooperative action uh, is guided by leader in the school system. What will be the outcome? That is guided by the leader of the school system. Next important characteristics is guide the educational programs, but they rely on shared decisions. The leader of in a school system, they guide the educational programs. Whatever the educational programs are running in a school system, they guide those educational programs, and along with that, they rely on shared decisions. They cannot take decisions alone, na. If they want to take any kind of decisions related to educational programs, they cannot take the decision alone. Okay, they rely on shared decisions. What other teachers or other members of the school says, they listen to them also. Okay, so in a school leaders, they guide the educational program, and they rely on shared decisions. Next important characteristics is give common understanding to common purposes and goals. Okay, in a school system, there are common purposes and common goals. What is uh, the goal of a school? The most important goal of a school is increasing the achievement. Suppose, for example, the most important goal of a school is increasing the achievement of the students. Okay, suppose. So this increasing the achievement of the students is uh, is for the head teacher. This is common. I mean to say that this goal is common for the head teacher, for other members also. Okay, so they give common understanding. What does the head or leader in a school system does? He or she gives a common understanding to common goals and common purposes. In a school system, there are common goals, common purposes, and the leader, he or she provides the common understanding or structure to these goals. That this is, we need to focus on this particular goal. So common understanding. Okay. Next characteristics is they produce cohesiveness without which cooperation is impossible. They produce cohesiveness means they all the member togetherness. They bring together all the members of the group, and without which cooperation is impossible. Now, what do you mean by this cohesiveness? Tell me, what is cohesiveness? What is cohesiveness? Anyone? What do you mean by cohesiveness?
bring into one accord of understanding.
What?
Like the
Please speak once again. Sorry, I am unable to speak. Listen to you. I was unable to. I couldn't hear you. Please speak
I'm saying
again.
that the cohesiveness is to bring into one accordance of understanding. That is understanding in one particular way.
Okay. bringing all people together, the united whole, bringing all the members um, united. Okay, so what does the leader do? They produce cohesiveness. It is the they form a united whole, and without which, unless and until all the members form or form a united whole, they cannot work together in a cooperative manner. So this cohesiveness is important for working in a cooperative manner in order to achieve the common goal of the school. Next important characteristics is develops a sense of mutual understanding. What does leader in a school system they do? They develop a sense of mutual understanding among all the members of the group. Next is they generate enthusiasm and inspires working towards the completion of a project. This point is clear. They generate enthusiasm and the leader, they inspire all the members to complete the particular task given to them. They lead by example and inspiration. If I want to inspire you, then I should suppose to set an example. Suppose I want you to attend this class exactly at 3 p.m. That means, first of all, I should be able to attend this or join the group at exactly at 3 p.m. So, I should, being a leader of the group, I should be able to set an example before the members of the group, and I should be able to inspire the members of the group. So it is very important for the leader in a school system that he or she should set an example and inspire the members of the group. Next important characteristics is contribute to the group by advancing useful suggestions. The leader in a school system, how do they contribute to the group? By advancing useful suggestions. They provide useful suggestions to the group. Okay, and this is their contribution towards the groups. So these are the characteristics of leadership in a school system. Okay, next slide. Next slide is related to importance of effective leadership. What are the importance of effective leaderships? This is an important topic that you should be able to know why this effective leadership is important. First point is planning. This effective leadership is important for planning. Okay, to guide a group, leader should be able to plan. Okay, plan the future, how to execute a task, how to perform the task in order to achieve a goal. Like the figure which I have shown you, that the figure, what does the figure says that there is a goal and members join together to achieve the goal, but to achieve that goal they need a leader who can guide them, who can plan what should be next, what should we do after this. So this planning is very important. And uh, the leader plan the completion, how, or leader plan to achieve the goal of the task step by step, by the help of, by the help of whom? Leader plans in a group to achieve a particular goal by the help
By the
of
help of all the people that are involved.
whom?
By
Once
the help
again,
of
please.
all those who are involved. That is the employees. Like all the
The
members of
members of the group
the employer
with
can.
employees or members of the group. Like for example, in school, head teacher of the school, he or she is the leader. When he or she is the leader, he plans to achieve the goal. And who are the members who help him or her in achieving that particular goal? Teachers teachers are the members. So the members of the group, they help the head or leader to plan in order to complete a particular task or in order to achieve a particular goal. Next importance of effective leadership is motivating others. See, motivation is very, very important in leading a group. Unless and until you motivate the members of the group, you will not be able to get the task completed. Okay, isn't it? You will not be able to get the task done unless and until you have the quality. Being a leader, you have the quality to motivate others. Building confidence. So quality of a good leader is self confident. As a leader, you should be self confident, and along with this self confident, you need to build the confidence among the members of the group. It is important that you should be able to build the confidence of the members of the group. Like, yes, you can do that, you have the ability to do it, you have to do this, just change this, you can do this. So like this, the effective leader, they build confidence among the members of the group. Next importance is create a positive environment. What does these effective leaders do? They create a positive environment in the group or in the organization, without which without which the achievement of a goal or completion of a task or completion of a project is not possible unless and until there is a positive environment, there is an open environment, there is freedom is provided to all the members of the group. So a positive environment is very, very important for an effective leadership. Coordination, we have discussed many times that coordination is important concept in effective leadership, without which we cannot achieve our goal. Without coordination we cannot achieve our goal. So coordination is important in effective leadership. Facilitating transitions. Transitions means, suppose there is any change in the environmental condition or organizational climate, or in any situation, then the leader should be able to facilitate those transitions. Okay, he or she should not react it in a negative way. Okay, he or she, the leader, should not react to it in a negative way. He or she should be able to accept that change and modify their behavior according to the change, and able to motivate the members of the group also to accept those changes. Okay, so these are the importance of an effective leadership. Next important topic is, my slides are moving or not? Please tell me. My slides are moving. My slides are moving or not? Please tell me.
It's not moving, ma.
Hello.
Yeah,
Am
they
I
are
audible?
moving.
Moving now. Okay. So there are two forms of leadership. Okay. First form is formal leadership. Formal leadership means um, the elected leaders. Okay. Like for example, the president or prime minister of a country, they are elected by us. They are elected by all the members of the country. So they are elected leaders, and these elected leaders, we can call them as a formal leadership, or we can broadly say that these elected leaders is a kind of formal leadership in a formal way. Okay. So and it can be an appointed leader also, like for example in your university or in your college, some leaders are appointed by the members of the school, like for the student union, president of the student union of your college elections is selected or is elected by the members of the group, so that the president of the student union, he or she is, we can say that these or he or she is in the category of formal leadership. Okay, but in opposite to that, informal leadership is influential leadership, and this deals with the influence exerted by a person who becomes influential because they possess some specific skills, okay, that meet the need and resources of other. For example, my class is very noisy. The students, they are very disturbing, and I know that there is one student in a class who can control all the students of the class when there is no teacher in the class. So because of his or her skill, I um, I make him the class representative, make him the representative of the class, or monitor of the class, or captain of the class. So why I made the particular student as captain of the class? Because I know that the person or the student has the skill to control all the students of the class when there is no teacher in the class. So this informal leadership is influence. It is based on the influence made by the person because of the skill that he or she possesses. Okay. So next is, let us understand the changing concepts of leadership, how this leadership has started, and how the definition or concepts of leadership has changed nowadays. So let us see. Certain question comes into the minds of the researcher, that who becomes a leader and what basis. It The question came into the mind of the researchers, that who becomes a leader and on what basis they become a leader. Is it trait, situations, or both? On what basis a person becomes a leader? Another question came into their mind, that are some people born to lead? Is it an inborn quality of a person? Then common sense suggests that this is so. Their common sense suggests that this is so. Eminent leaders of the past and present, such as Mahatma Gandhi and Nelson Mandela, they seem to differ from ordinary human beings in several respects. And they observe that the quality of being a good leader is inborn. They are inborn leaders. So such observations lead the researchers to formulate a view of leadership known as great person theory. Okay, they formulated a view of leadership which is known as great person theory. And what does this theory says? Great person theory, the name itself, the name of the theory itself suggests that great leader possess certain traits that set them apart from other. Everyone cannot become a good leader. To become a good leader, the person should possess certain traits, the trait which makes him or her different from other person. Okay, so this theory says that great leader possess certain traits or qualities or characteristics which makes them different from other person. However, this theory failed due to unsupported test findings and constructs. This theory fails because of the unsupported findings. They don't have so many findings which says that this great person theory is the important basis of becoming a good leader. So again, some important question came into their mind. That question is, what then are the key traits of leader? Okay, if the great person theory says that there are certain traits which makes a person leader, good leader, then what are the key traits of leaders? And what are the characteristics that suit them for this important role? Okay, what are those characteristics that suit them for their important role? Then the researchers or researchers they find that to measure these traits, what are the traits which a leader possesses? One researcher, he said, I'm taking class. One researcher, he used a test that inventory. In that self description inventory, the people who is going to fill or who will fill this inventory, he or she will select the traits which he or she possesses. Okay, so to measure these traits, one researcher, his name is Giseli, he used a test called self description inventory. And in this test, persons are asked, okay, the persons are asked to describe themselves by checking which of a series of adjectives applies to them. Okay, like for example, in that self description inventory there are many checklists. There are checklists like am capable, discreet, understanding, thorough, cooperative. And what you will do, um, you will check on the characteristics or traits which you possess. Suppose I possess the characteristics of being friendly and being cooperative. I will check on those checklists that I am cooperative, I am cheerful, I am independent, I am practical, I am resourceful. Okay, so like this, he has prepared one inventory, and the persons they will check on the checklist which on the traits which they possess. The checklist which consists of many traits, and the person who is going to fill that self description inventory, he or she will check on the box or click the box which against the trait which he or she possesses. And based on this test, Giseli identified a number of traits. Based on this self description inventory, he identified a number of traits, and the purpose of this inventory is to obtain a picture of the traits you believe you possess and to see how you describe yourself. Okay, suppose I am going to fill, I am going to fill this self description inventory. After filling this self description inventory, you can easily picture out the traits which I believe that I possess, and I use those traits to describe myself, what I am, what are the qualities which I possess, what are the characteristics or traits which I possess. And in this inventory, there is no right and wrong answers. Okay, there is no right and wrong. There are traits which will describe your qualities, your traits. Okay, then after the first one was great person theory, then trait theory came, and after this trait theory, behavior approach of leadership came into existence. So, what is behavior approach? It states that it is not that only the person who possesses certain traits they can become a good leader. Leadership, this must be there in the behavior of a person. Okay, this approach says that this quality of leadership must be in the behavior of the person. And according to this theory, there are two dimensions of leadership. One it is initiating structure, and another is consideration. What is initiating structure? Initiating structure means the leader or the person it should have the ability to initiate in the group. He or she has the ability to initiate in the group. It refers to the extent to which a person is likely to have job relationships that are characterized by mutual trust, respect of subordinates, ideas, and regards of their feeling. So, leadership is the quality of a person that he or she is likely to have job relationships, and this job relationship is characterized by mutual trust and respect of subordinates. Another important dimension of this behavior theory is of leadership is consideration. Consideration means he or she shows concern to his or followers, comfort, well being, status, and job satisfaction. So, the leader should be able to show concerns for his or her follower. So, again, this behavior approach or behavior theory of leadership says that all you require to become an influential leader is to adopt a specific set of behaviors. You need, being a leader, being an influential leader, you need to have some specific set of behavior. Your behavior should be such that it shows that you have quality of a behavior. Your behavior, it should be reflected in your behavior. I mean to say that this leadership or quality of being a leader should be reflected in your behavior. Next approach is situational leadership. Next approach is situational approach. This situational approach says that a leader is the one, a leader is the one uh, who has the ability, who has the ability to lead the group whenever the situation changes. Okay, I will explain this approach with the help of one example. For example, let us take a cricket team. Okay, so the captain of a cricket team is the captain or leader of the cricket team. The captain is the leader of this cricket team, and he has the qualities of being a good leader. But what happens when a member or when a player is not able to play a particular match, and instead of that person one new member joins the group? In that case, the leader or captain of the cricket team should have the ability to use the skill of the person, motivate the person, and use the ability of the new member joined. So he or she, the leader, situational leader, should have the capacity to adapt the changing situation. Okay, he has the capacity to adapt. I am not saying adopt, I am saying adapt the changing situation. So this is your situational leadership. In another words, we can say that no one size fit to all. There is no one size fit to all. This leadership style is also known as there is no one size fit to all. Okay. Now Hersey and Blanchard they describe four types of situational leadership. Are you there? Hello? Are you there? Or are you sleeping?
Yes, ma'am, we are there.
No, no, here.
We are
No
there.
one is sleeping?
We are all awake.
No.
No one, ma'am.
You are awake. Okay. 1 minute. I will show you my screen. So they describe four type of situational leaders. Let us understand them one by one. First type of situational leader is delegating. Delegating leaders are they know that leaders, these delegating leaders, they know that people know what to do and how to do, and they can do the task independently. Okay, so in this case, in the delegating leadership, they passes all the responsibility to the members of the group. They don't do anything, they passes all the responsibility to the member of the group, because they know that people know what to do and how to do, and they can do the task independently. Can you give one example? Give me one example. When you are awakened, then can you please give me one example of this delegating leadership? Delegating situational leadership. This is a category of situational leadership. According to the situation, it changes according to the situation. So I have explained you what is delegating leadership, or what does delegating leaders do. They, delegating leaders, they passes all the responsibility to the members of the group, and they hold them accountable for everything what happens. They know that people know everything, people know how to complete the task, and they can do the task independently. Give me one example. Give me one example.
Like maybe and maybe let's take this example. An examination officer, maybe he is absent due to illness. So
Very
the
good, very good, very good. You are correct.
principal or the head
Huh.
now delegate
He
one of
passes
the
he passes all the
duties.
responsibilities to the member. Very good, very good. You are correct. Very good. So he passes all the responsibility to the members, because he know that they know all what to do and how to do, and they can do independently. Next type of situational leadership is supporting leader. You, as the name itself suggests, that supporting leader, what do they do? Supporting leaders, what is the characteristics of supporting leaders? They support.
They support
They
the team.
support the task. Very good. They support the task. That members, they are doing the task, and these supporting leaders, they support ki yes, you are doing, you are going correctly, and whenever you need me, you can ask my help. Okay. Then another is coaching. Have you attended any coaching? Have you taken any kind of coaching? What do you mean by coaching? Cricket coach, football coach. Do you know that? Cricket coach, football coach,
Yes, yes,
coaching.
yes.
What do you mean by this coaching?
Teaching how to practice something.
Okay, very good, correct. Suppose I want to learn something. Yes, yes, someone was saying something. Yes, please speak. You are going very good. You all know everything. Please speak. Yes. See, today is my last class and I want you all to interact. Please don't sleep. Somebody was saying something. Please speak. That means you will not speak. Okay. Excuse me. See, suppose I want to learn something and I need to learn something. Like, for example, I want to learn the skill of singing or dancing, but I cannot learn those skills alone. So I require a lot of guidance, isn't it? I require a lot of guidance. So here in this coaching leader, what do they do? Uh, they um, they guide the member of the group while completing a task, and they say, here what I like you to do. They tell them this is going wrong and I want you to do this, or you should do like this. So what do they are doing? What they are doing, guiding they are guiding the members of the group. So whenever a group or group members, they require a lot of guidance, so in that case, you need a coaching, a leader, or situational leadership, which is called as coaching situational leadership. Okay. So next type of situational leadership is directing. Directing means it is mostly one way with little input from the employee. That means ki leader does all the task. Here in this directing leadership, leader does all the task, and mostly all the tasks are done by the leader, and the employee, they have a very little input in the completion of the task, very little impact on the completion of the task. Okay, so once again, um, quickly, I will explain you all the four types. First is delegating. Delegating leaders. That delegating leaders means leaders, they know that people know everything, they can complete the task and they can do it independently. That is delegating leadership. Supporting means the task is completed by the help and support of the leader. Coaching, whenever you require a lot of guidance, you cannot complete the task without guidance, and you require a lot of guidance in each and every step, you require guidance. That is coaching leadership. And last one is directing leadership, where most of the tasks, or all the tasks, rather we can say that all the task is done by the leader itself, and a very little is contributed by the member of the group. I hope I am clear to you. Next is interaction approach. So first approach was, what was the first approach to leadership? Tell me. First approach was great person theory. Second was trait approach. Third, behavior approach. Fourth was situational approach, and next is interaction approach. Interaction approach to leadership says that it is not that a person who has certain qualities can become a good trait, or a person whose behavior shows the qualities of a good leader. So it is not that only this can, or these for a successful leader, it is not that only this particular characteristics possessed by a person can make him or her a good leader. But this interaction approach says that a successful leadership is the combination of leader traits, need of the group, and the situation. It is the combination of all these things. A good leader is the not the one who has only the leader traits, or a good leader is not the one who understands the needs of the group, or a good leader is not the only one who understands the situations or who adapts the situation, but rather it is the combination of leader state, need of the group, and the situation. All these, it is the combination of all these three. This approach also states that people with different traits will be successful at different times. Okay, I hope this line is clear. People with different traits will be successful at different times. It is not necessary that a person is successful at every time. It is not necessary. So it is very important that people with different traits, it is very important to know that people with different traits will be successful at different times. For example, Fred Felder found that the leaders whose main aim is to complete a task are more effective in groups that have either a high degree of structure or very little structure. Fred Felder, he found that leaders whose main aim, the leaders whose main aim is to complete a task in more, complete a task, those leaders are more effective in a group who has either a high degree of structure means they have highly motivated, they are highly motivated and encouraged to complete a task, or a very little structure. How? Because if the members of the group are highly motivated and they have high willpower, then in that group a leader can be successful, or he or she can be able to complete a task in an effective way, or he or she can be successful in a group where the members have little structure, they are not motivated, they are not interested, not want to do anything. In that case also, because the leader, he or she has the autonomy to do the complete the task, no member will what to say that no member, they will disturb him or her to complete the task. So the leader whose main aim is the completion of a task, those leaders, they are more effective in a group where the members have high degree of structure, or they have very little structure. In these two cases, leader can complete a task in more effective way. On the other hand, leaders whose main concern is satisfaction and happiness of a group are most effective in groups with moderate degree of structure and situation. If you have moderate degree of structure and situation, you are moderately motivated and interested in completion of a task, and you want satisfaction and happiness, then in that case, leaders who want satisfaction and happiness, they can succeed in those groups. Another important thing is that the bottom line is that in order to have effective leaders, we must match the leaders characteristics to those of the group. The leaders characteristics must match to the those of the groups. So that is your interaction approach, which says that it is not only that a particular trait makes a person good leader, it is the rather it is the combination of leader trait, needs of the group, and the situation. Another important leadership is transformational leadership. Name itself says that the leader who has the ability to bring transformation among the group. He or she has the ability to bring transformation among the group. So, transformational leaders are those who exert profound influence over followers by proposing and inspiring vision through charismatic appeal. Leaders who can change their society are called charismatic or transformer leadership. The main aim of transformational leaders are they have they want to bring change. Their main aim, major aim, is to bring change in the society. So such persons do indeed transform social, political, or economic realities of the people. What do? They transform the social, political, or economic reality of people. They seem to possess specific skills that equip them for their task. Next is, let us understand what is power. Power means the capacity that A, suppose A is a person and B is another person. So A has to influence the behavior of B. Suppose I want to influence the behavior of your behavior. I want to influence your behavior so that B does something, so that B does something he or she would not otherwise do. So power means I influence your behavior in such a way that you are able to complete those things, or complete something. You are able to do something which you would not have otherwise do. If if I have not influenced you, then you would not have been able to achieve those tasks or those goals. So power means A has to influence the behavior of B so that B does something he or she would not otherwise do. Probably the most important power is that it is a function of dependence. The greater B dependence on A, the greater B's dependence on A, the greater is A's power in relationship. Suppose I have influenced you in such a way that you have done the task which you would not have done otherwise. That means you uh, that means you are depending upon me, and greater the dependence of uh, greater this and greater is the dependence on me, the greater is my power in a relationship. And dependence in turn is based on alternatives that B perceives and the importance that B places on the alternatives that A controls. So a person can have power over you only if he or she controls something you desire. A person can have power over you only if she controls something which you desire. For example, can you give one example of this power? Power. Suppose you have never thought of climbing, or we can say that, suppose you have never thought of getting a gold medal in your master degree examination, suppose. Okay, but you have never thought of getting a gold medal, but your friend, suppose your friend inspires you that yes, you have the ability to do it. And after the inspiration from your friend, you work hard, and one day you achieve gold medal in your master degree examination. That is your power. That is an example of power, that the person, you are influenced by a person and in such a way that you have done a task uh, which you uh, which you would not have been able to do otherwise. If he or she has not motivated you, it was very impossible for you to achieve the particular goal. There are certain types of power, like coercive power. This type of power, this relies on threat and punishment. I want to you to do something, and for that completion of the task, I will threaten you and I will punish you. And after my threatening and my punishment, if you are going if you will complete the task, that is coercive power. Reward powers, this relies upon positive reinforcement, like I said, na, very good, you are right, you can answer. So this is positive reinforcement. I am reinforcing you in a positive way in order to answer my question. That is reward power. You are getting some kind of reward, na? So that is reward power. Legitimate power means this exists when a person has a specific role. For example, a head teacher or a head boy or head girl in a school, they have a specific role to play. So that is legitimate power. Expert power, it is taken by an expert in a certain area. Suppose you are expert in a certain area, then that power is given to you. So that is expert power. Referent power, this comes to those who are liked and admired. Suppose there is one person who is liked and admired by the other person, then he or she gets the power. That is your expert power. And the use of this expert power does not require that low power persons be watched. Referent powers, this comes to those who are sorry, I have completed this. Information power is the power that is held by those persons who possess information that someone needs to want. Suppose you want an information related to something, and that information is possessed by certain person, then the power comes to that person. So that is your information power. Next important topic is there are certain leadership styles. Autocratic leadership styles means here one person controls all the decisions and take very little input from the members. Autocratic means the leader, he or she controls all the decisions, and he um, what to say he and the members of the group, they have very little input in those decisions. Okay, and those decisions and control. So autocratic, this is your autocratic style of leadership. Benevolent style of leadership, uh, it says that only leader dominates all the employees and is the source of all standard. In this authoritative style of leadership, leader dominates all the members and he or she is the source of all standards. And failure to meet these standards on the part of employees make him or her feel hurt, angry, or surprised. Okay, if he is not able to dominate, then he feels that feels it makes him or her feel hurt, angry, and surprised. Next is laissez faire style. In this type of style, the leader, they trust and rely more on their employee. They don't do any task and they trust and rely on their employees. Democratic, as the name itself suggests, there is democratic environment, free environment. Everyone takes part in the decision and planning and all the decisions or task. In each and every part of the task, all the members of the group, they take part in this type of leadership style. So autocratic style means leaders do all the task and very little input is there from the side of the employees. Benevolent authoritative style, leaders dominate the employee, and he or she is the only source of all the standards. Lazy fairy, in this type of leaders, they rely and they trust on the members of the group. Democratic means all the members they take part in the decision making process. So last unit is your managing stress. Let us understand what is stress. Stress is a popular expression which is used by people in day to day life. It is used by us in day to day life, and it is a natural, ongoing, and dynamic interactive process that takes place as people adjust to their environment. It is a natural process. Stress is a natural process. It is dynamic. It is not an static process. It is dynamic. It is changing according to time, place, and person to person. So it is dynamic and interactive process that takes. Interactive means with the interaction of the environment. It takes place due to the interaction with the environment. Stress at a moderate level is not only unavoidable but may be useful for physical and mental well-being. If the stress is at moderate level, it is, we can avoid that. It is, stress is at the moderate level, we can avoid that. But uh, the moderate level of stress is important for our physical and mental well-being also. This moderate level of stress is important for our physical and mental well-being. How? Okay, let us understand first what is stress. Stress is your state of worry or mental tension caused by difficult situation. Whenever a difficult situation comes in our life, there is a state of worry and mental tension. That state of worry and mental tension is known as stress. For example, you are a teacher. One day when you goes to school, your head teacher calls you and gives the responsibility of completion of certain task on the particular day itself. So in that case, you that situation makes you worry, and it creates a mental tension among you, that how can I complete this task today itself? Sir has given me this task today and he wants me to complete this task today itself. How I am able to going to complete this task today itself? So this creates a worry and mental tension because of the new or difficult situation which came into your mind. So this is the state of stress. Now tell me, the stress is very important because it is, when it is at the moderate level, it gives physical and mental well-being also. It is important for our physical and mental well-being. Tell me how. Tell me how.
But sorry, ma, the slide is not moving.
Slide is
It
not
is still
moving.
in the same place.
1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. Why it is not moving? I will show you. 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Okay. Yes, is it moving?
No, ma.
It is not moving. Managing stress. Are you able to see on your screen the unit 13, managing stress?
Yes, yes. Yes, it appears.
Okay. So I have explained you what is stress. With an example also I have explained you. and I said that stress at moderate level is useful for our physical and mental well-being. What is what do you mean by this? Hmm? What do you mean by this? See, when stress is at moderate level, your mind, your mind is very active. What is stress? It is actually a response to a difficult situation, response to the difficult situation, isn't it? See, last example which I gave, that suppose you are a teacher in your school, and one day suddenly when you uh, goes to your school and your head teacher calls you and says that, see, this is the task and today you have to complete this task before going to home. Then, because of this new responsibility, a state of worry and mental tension is created among you, that how I'm going to complete this task today, and before leaving school, I have to complete this task today. So, this is a difficult situation, isn't it? It is a kind of difficult situation is created before you, that you have to complete this task today before going home. So this difficult situation, this has created a state of worry or mental tension among you. So this is your stress, and you respond to this mental tension or this difficult situation. Okay. So, while responding to this mental or difficult situation, it improves your alertness, isn't it? Suppose some new responsibility suddenly comes before you, it improves your alertness and performance also, boost memory also, isn't it? If your head teacher, he has not given you this task, how will you know that I have the capacity to complete a task in one day itself? So it is important now for your physical and mental well-being. It is important that moderate level of stress should be there for our physical and mental well-being. Am I clear? Or you want me to explain one more time?
This is very clear, ma. It
Okay.
has happened to me, ma, when
Okay.
I was given a task of level coordination.
Hmm.
At that moment, I think I cannot be able to handle the task. But after I have come to realize that I can be able to do it.
Very good. So that is response to something difficult, to some difficult situation. You have reacted to that difficult situation, and in that case, your mind became active. So it is very important for our mental well-being. Okay. So stress is a human response that stimulates us to address the difficult situations of our lives, and each one of us experience stress to some degree, isn't it? Each one of us experience stress to some degree, and the way people respond to stress makes a big difference in their overall well-being. The way we respond to stress makes a big difference in our overall well-being. Okay. Now, can you give me one example of stress? Give me some example of stress. Any example of stress from your day-to-day life. I don't want some bookish example. From your day-to-day life, you can give example of a situation when you felt stressed. when you felt
Another
stress.
example of stress, I think, during examination periods, as there are a lot of workloads on
Huh.
various. Hmm?
Yes, you are right. During examination time, we feel stress because a difficult situation, a state of mental tension. At that time, we are in a state of mental tension. No? So that is stress. Very good. And any other example? Very good. Please, I want one example from each one of you. Tell me. Any other example?
Even during marking period, when we are given a deadline for submission of student
Yes.
scores.
Very good. Correct. Very good. Correct. Another example? Are you people working? Are you a student or working somewhere? You are uh, working some at presently you are working somewhere, or all of you are student, you are studying now. Are you working somewhere? Okay, I will give you some example. For example, when someone is working or
I think
doing.
most of us are working somewhere.
You are working, okay, okay, okay. So
Yes.
when you are working somewhere, uh, do you have sometimes you have a feeling of losing a job? Sometimes a situation comes that you have a fear of losing your job. So that creates a
Yes.
stress. That creates a stress. Or first day of a job, first day of a school, first day of a college. That is also an example of stress. We feel stressed because we are going to face a kind of difficult situation, new situation, or it creates a mental tension among us. Or getting married is also a situation when we feel stressed. uh, for when someone dies, in that case also we feel stressed. Or when we have certain emotional problems like feeling of depression, anxiety, so that is also an example of stress. When we are feeling guilt feeling, when we have guilt feeling, that is also an example of stress. Now let us understand what are stressors. Stressors are. My slides are moving, na? My slides. I hope you can see. You are able to see my slides. So let us discuss
Yes, ma'am.
what are stressors. Stressors are something that causes a state of tension. It is something that causes a state of tension. Pressure of day to day living sometimes necessitate coping or dealing with them, and stretch the body beyond its natural capacity. They are stressors. There are 7 different types of stressors in your book. You can divide these stressors into two broad categories. First category is your physical stressors related to your physical life, and psychological stressors, they are related to your emotional part, emotional life. Okay. And another two category of your stressors are external stressors and internal stressors. External stressors means they include demands and pressures made by family, society, environment, means outside ourselves. External means outside ourselves. Internal means inside ourselves. It is related to the demands and pressures due to responsibilities, self criticisms, and it results in physiological and psychological strain. Okay. So, broadly, we can uh, divide the stressors in two categories, that is physical and psychological. or internal and external. But psychologists, they have uh, described 7 types of stressors. Physiological stressors, physiological stressors related to related to related to related to your physical physics, or stress due to injury or some accident. In that case also, na, we have a feeling of stress. Okay, so stress due to some kind of injury, that comes under physiological stress. Lifestyle stressors, like our lifestyle is, we sleep, we have the habit of sleeping very late. Okay, and we have the habit of eating a lot of foods, so that also creates some kind of tension. So that comes under your lifestyle stressors, the stressors due to your lifestyle. Major event stressors, some major event is going to occur, so due to that major event, some kind of stress or mental tension is created among you. Organizational stressors, in an organization we have certain types of stress. Financial, related to finance. Social, related to family, society, peer groups, neighbors. Okay, environmental stressors, related to our environment. For example, I stay in a place which is near to roadside. Every times when the vehicles goes, a lot of noise is created due to those vehicles. So that is your environmental stressors. Because of those noise, a kind of stress is created among me, or I am feeling a kind of tension. So that is your environmental stressors. When do we experience stress? When we are under pressure, when we face some kind of changes in our life. In that case also we experience stress. When we are worried about something, in that case we all experience stress. When we don't have the control over a situation, isn't it? When we don't have the control over a situation, in that case also we experience stress. When we have a lot of responsibilities in our life, like I said, that na, we have lot of responsibilities, that creates internal stressors, that is due to internal stressors. When we don't have enough work activities in our life, in that case also we feel, and we feel or we experience stress. When I don't have work, I am sitting ideal in my home, that also creates stress among us. When we have nothing to do, in that case also we experience a kind of stress. Now let us understand the relationship between stress and the quality of performance. If the level of stress is low, individuals may find that their performance is low because they are bored, they lack concentration and motivation. So I said na, stress is moderate level of stress is important. But if the stress is low, individual find that their performance is also low. Likewise, if stress is too high, the performance can suffer from all symptoms of short-term stress reaction. But the moderate level of stress is the zone of best performance. If the individual at this level, he or she will be sufficiently aroused to perform well without being overstressed and unhappy. Okay. Next important thing is stress. What to look for means that an individual, as an individual, you almost certainly know what stress feels like. So let us see what are the signs when a person is feeling stressed. What are the signs of this feeling of stress? The first sign is sense of frustration and anger. A person who is stressed, he or she will show anger, and a sense of frustration will be shown in his or her behavior. irritability, poor concentration, loss of appetite. He will not feel hungry. He or she will not eat food. Then exhaustion, fatigue, headaches, or other pains, depleting sense of enthusiasm and dedication, increasing personal vulnerability, loss of sense of humor, and an increase in sick leave. So these are the signs of a person who is stressed. Now, next important topic is when stress is there, we need to cope with the stress, and there are two classes of coping with the stress. First is related to problem focused coping, means we will focus on the problem. What is the problem? How to tackle this problem? So when we focus on the problem, that is problem focused coping. Next is emotion focused coping, means we focus on the emotion that yes, this is the problem, but this problem is not going to affect my emotional well-being, my health. Okay, so we what we do, we focus on our emotion that due to this stress our emotion balance should not be disturbed. Now there are certain techniques of stress management in your school. In your school, like first one is head teacher should help themselves and other teacher to review their relationship with their jobs regularly. As a head teacher can also help in the stress management of the teachers also, as well as he can help himself or herself to manage his own or her own stress. Okay, so first important point is head teachers should help themselves and others to review their relationship with their jobs regularly. Another important point is recognize your own limitations and strengths and help others to do the same. When we recognize our limitations and our strengths, then we will be very easily handle our stress. In that case, if we know that these are my capacities, I cannot do beyond this, I can do this in a very effective manner, so in that case you will not feel stressed. Another important is find help colleagues to find recharging time and space. You need to provide your colleagues recharging time and space, and you need to remove excessive workload from the teachers also. You make better use of your support staffs, and you use IT to ease the load. You can use information technology also to decrease the workload of the teacher. So, being a head teacher, you should not overburden your teachers with a lot of tasks. Okay, I hope I have completed these two units, and I hope these two units are clear to you. Any question? Do you want to ask any question? You can ask.
No question from my end.
No question from my side.
Okay, so the unit is clear to you?
Very clear, ma.
Okay, thank you. Okay, then. Okay, thank you, students. And uh, it was a very good experience of teaching you. I have completed my three classes, three sessions. Okay. So thank you for your cooperation and participation.
Thank you very much, madam, for also taking us through this lesson. We are very
Thank
grateful.
you. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So let us